Pamela,
Tamara!
hello.
Hi.
Let's give this a try this morning. I know this is
Yes.
going to work beautifully. All right, so we are here this morning, coming from Washington State, and Pamela has some exciting information to share. And go ahead, Pamela.
Where do I begin? I am here to share this amazing 10-day transformation cleanse, and there's just so much. I mean, we could talk about spirituality, we could talk about weight loss, we could talk about energy, we could talk about better health, um, anti-aging. Where should we start? I don't know.
Okay, let's start with it's a 10-day cleanse, and is it miserable? Is it a miserable experience?
Bottom line, is it miserable? Miserable is such a strong word. I would say that it is a little bit of a challenge like day 2 and 3, but after that, your body starts going, oh my God, I'm getting super nutrient dense, amazing food. And it starts to really thrive on that.
Okay.
So, yeah, I would say there were a couple days I thought I'd be getting a headache. I thought I'd be running to the bathroom. None of that really happened. It was just like the way it's set up in this synergistic way. Um, I wouldn't say miserable, no.
Okay. All right. Okay, so Pamela, what are the advantages of going to all this trouble for 10 days?
The advantages of going to all this trouble for 10 days. Well, for me, I like a dare. I like to say to myself, can I do it? 10 days without just feeding myself mindlessly. I'd say the challenge and the second biggest thing for me was to get rid of food cravings. Like, I work out of my house, so the refrigerator is always there, and I would find myself just mindlessly going and just grabbing something and going for it. And I'm like, why am I doing this? You know, my cells don't need nutrients right now,
Uh-huh.
and it wasn't even that nutritious. So
Okay, so we've got a little quandary here, which I'm sure everyone listening has experienced, that we do things we don't really want to do.
yeah.
Sometimes there's a part of us that gets in charge and sometimes has free reign, but sometimes, it just comes and goes, but it's always irritating. And why can't I just be fully in control constantly of my life? But but what we're talking about here is going from the animal part of ourselves that likes to just veg out, relax, not have any cares or concerns.
Sugar,
Going,
salt, fat,
yes,
yum,
go
yum,
for
yum.
it. Okay, that's our animal side, which would just, oblivion is a good word for what it would like to be
Yeah,
experiencing.
unaware.
Yes. Okay. Two, our true self, and our true self being in charge, and being kinship with our true self. That's what we're,
Yeah,
this is a helpful way to move in that direction, isn't it, Pamela?
totally. And you ask about the benefits. I would say my intuition really got bumped up a lot. Like, I was getting hits from my intuition that I had never experienced before.
Oh, okay.
And some people just go, hey, man, I just want to lose a few pounds. But it just goes so deep. Like, you start tiptoeing into this and you find yourself going down the rabbit hole. It's like, oh my gosh, you start to understand so much more.
And I did notice online there's lots of people that are raving about this Purium cleanse. How do you spell
Yeah.
Purium, by the way?
It's Purium, and I'll put the link below after we've finished with
Okay.
this
Okay.
live Google Hangout.
Okay, now let's talk a little bit about why you are involved with this. Why are you sharing this? Is it just, are you making $1 million off this project, or what's in it for you, Pamela?
Yeah, I get some money, like maybe $50 or something. It's not much, but um, I don't know the extent of it really, because I got into this and I just said I want to do a 10-day cleanse. And then I joined as a member, so you do get some kickback, but I haven't really been focused on that much. I just did this cleanse because when I was doing a meditation with Masajati, a 21-day meditation, I found that I wanted to get rid of anything that wasn't totally me. And and so I just intuitively said, I want to do a cleanse. And then I stumbled upon this one, and the more I've researched it, the more I'm like, oh my gosh, people have to know about this.
talk about the person who started this company and where he got his information about how to formulate this product, please.
Okay. Well, the owner of this company, one of them, I think there's a co-owner, but his name is David Sandoval. He wrote this book, The Green Food Bible. And so he studied with Ann Wigmore, who is an amazing person down at the Hippocrates Institute, and just coming up with the synergy of how powerful sprouted foods are, live food. Like, you know, it's got wheatgrass in the Power Shake. This is live wheatgrass, but how many of us go to trouble of growing wheatgrass and cutting it up and juicing it? You know, I never did. Plus, I never really liked the taste of it. But drinking the Power Shake, it's all in there. And so it's like the new fast food, right? This is very fast. And it's all GMO free.
Okay, and why don't you go through what is in a daily regimen?
Okay, so the first thing you do is you take these master aminos, and that's like where you're getting the protein, so you're building your body up. And then after a couple hours, you do your first Power Shake, which, you know, I was a little bit worried about the taste of this, but man, it is super delish.
Okay, and I've tasted it too. Pamela and I live across Puget Sound from each other, and she did bring me a sample, and I did have it, and it is delicious. I could have it
Yes,
morning, noon, and night. I
I
don't know
know.
what they put in it, but it's
After 10 days, I wanted more of it. After 10 days.
okay.
And so you do this, and let's see, then
And
you
and,
do,
and I want
sorry?
to say it's the apple berry flavor. That's
That's what I
the
wanted
one
to
that's
say.
so
Thank
good.
you, Tamara,
Yes.
because there's original flavor, and this is the apple berry. You have your choice when you sign up. I definitely recommend the apple berry. And then you do the amino acids again, and there's the apothe cherry juice that you take at night. It's got the natural melatonin in, so you just sleep like a rock. And there's a couple different ways you can do this, right? You have just weight loss. So if you just want to do weight loss for 10 days, you can do that. But what I recommend is the total cleanse, because if you want to reset your metabolism, get rid of all the toxins and all of that, why not do it at the same time, right?
Okay.
So with the total cleanse, then you get this daily fiber blend and you get the ionic elements, which will help to detox your body.
And you had mentioned when we spoke earlier about those ionic elements and how your body changed and how it tasted
Yeah.
differently.
Yeah, it was really amazing because when I first tasted this, you just put 2 dropperfuls in a little bit of water, hold it in your mouth for 20 seconds, then drink it down. And I was like, ooh, I don't really like the taste of it. But I could tell because there's over 72 minerals in this. So, you know, if your body's acidic, I didn't think mine was that acidic, but apparently it was not as alkaline as it could have been, then you're going to taste things differently. And into like day 7 or so, I started taking this. I'm like, wow, I can't even taste that bitterness that I did before. And that just goes to show that your taste buds will change as your system becomes more alkaline. You naturally start gravitating to the more alkaline foods, which is so great because people have said to me, it's like, oh, I just don't like the taste of greens. I can't get used to it. But you do a cleanse like this, and pretty soon your taste buds, your body is, you know, aware of what's really healthy, and it will gravitate toward this.
Let's just say a few words about alkaline and acid and why acid is not the way to live.
Yeah. What have you heard about acid?
Well, what I know about it is acid, if you're living in an acid, your body's in an acid environment, it means you're eating sugars and meats and things that do not have a good pH for your body to
Right.
thrive. And if
Yeah.
you have alkaline, which is more veggies and
Hmm.
fruits, then your body it's what it likes to swim in that pH. It's
Hmm.
life enhancing, something along those lines, wouldn't you say?
Yeah. Yeah. You know, Chris Carr, she went on a 80% alkaline diet, and her cancer is in remission now. So that just says so much. It's amazing. You know, they say most Americans haven't had an alkaline food in their body for months. And if you think about it, anybody going through fast food, you know, you got the hamburger, you got the grain in the bun, you got the fries, you got the, you know, the soda and the milkshake, all of it's acid. I mean, your body is just like one walking acid machine, you know? So we've got to start getting these alkaline foods in our system to be healthy.
And I also was mentioning to you the other day or recently about people that I know who are in their 30s
Yeah.
who are having problems with their joints. They're having problems with their digestion. They're having all kinds of, even let's see, accident proneness possibly. They
Mm-hmm.
and they're blaming it on old age or just. And I want to slap them because it's what can I say in a moment? I can't
I
think.
want to slap them too. You know, slap them awake. No, I want to slap myself awake, right? That's why I did this cleanse because I would hear people too. It's like, oh, I don't want to talk about my age. I'm like, I know what's possible because you see, like the instructor down at Living Light, she's like 65 or something like that. She's a black belt karate. You see other people like with just amazing. The owner of Astara, she's got a skincare product. She's 74 and she looks like she's 30. So it's like it's what we're putting in our bodies that makes all the difference in the world.
Thank you. And so it sounds like a nice segue from the old unhealthy way to move into with this cleanse to move into
Mhm.
a healthier way of living and being.
Yeah. I I think it's a really awesome way to kickstart your life. Like for me now, I thought I was going to do a cleanse once a year, but now I want to do it 4 times a year. I want to do it spring and fall equinox, summer and winter solstice. So we're getting ready to move into the summer solstice. I'm going to start a cleanse on June 10th, and I would love it if people joined me. You know, it's just to, I want to feel good. You start looking at your parents, a lot of people our age, like I'm 56, and other people, friends of mine, there's like they're taking care of their parents. Even somebody I know, their parents were like 70 something, and they were like getting dementia and all this. It's like, and they're in walkers. You don't see this in countries where they eat raw living foods like this.
You know, this reminds me of I went out dancing with my friend um, Nancy Joy Friday, and we didn't do any dancing. We just watched, but it was a blues group, and the people were lots of them in their 70s, I'd say. And what went through my mind, I don't mean to be hypercritical, but it just looked like people, even though were dancing, that's wonderful, but it
Hmm.
seems like they'd lost their nutrients in their lives, and it
Hmm.
showed on their bodies that
Yeah.
it's just that their bodies are worn out because they have not been replenishing it with
Yes.
things like this.
You know what's happened is we've been trained to think that a lot of food is good for us, but you're just getting a lot of calories and very few nutrients. With this cleanse, it may not look like much, like 2 scoops of this, but you're getting a lot of nutrients in a small amount. So check out how green this is. I don't want to spill any, but that is super nutrient dense green foods. And if we had more time, I'd go through all of the ingredients, just amazing. But the more we give our bodies like super fuel, I'm always amazed. Like sometimes my dad will talk about his machinery on the farm, and they always want to give it the right oil and the right fuel and all this stuff. It's like we got to start taking care of our bodies. We're not just these machines walking through this planet. We're human beings that require nutrient dense foods.
Would you please show us the size of that scoop because
Oh, sure.
I
Yeah, yeah.
want to see if it's a substantial
And
amount.
I'll tell people that when you go on the cleanse, you use about this much of it if you're drinking it 3 times a day. So I actually had that much more after I was done. And
Oh,
here's the scoop.
okay.
So I put 2 scoops like this into the shaker.
Hmm.
And that's one of the awesome things is you just put it in and you're good to go. Like I'm looking forward to June 10th because I don't have to think about all the food I'm going to prepare and washing the dishes and buying groceries and all of that stuff. I mean, I like to do that, but it's nice to have a break too, where you can just do this, have
Is
a flex food.
is this one? is this one meal's worth there, Pamela? Is it,
One meal.
you don't
You
sip
have
that
this
throughout the day. You've got more than one of those.
three of these. You have
Three.
one of these at 9 o'clock, and then you have another one around 11:30, and then another one at 6 o'clock at night, something like that. You'll get a program, that
Okay.
will tell you exactly what to do. So you're taking the mineral supplement
Huh?
first thing in the morning, and then you take a shake after that. The way David Sandoval set this up, it's like the synergy of it. You're not just juicing a bunch of veggies. It's the synergy of the minerals working with the nutrient-dense foods, and then you've got the apothe cherry at night with the natural melatonin in it. You've got the fiber for the cleansing element of it, and the ionic elements that keep you hydrated, and so much more than that. But he spent decades coming up with this whole formula to put it together so that it really, it works.
And let's talk a little bit about energy levels. What has this done for your energy?
Okay, well, my energy, when I did the cleanse, the first morning I woke up at 5 o'clock, I was just like, huh? What? I was like, usually I sleep in, right? And I tried to go back to bed, but I couldn't because my energy was so high. Now, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a nutritionist, but I'll tell you my experience, and that is around 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. That's where in the beginning I felt a little bit of like, I just wanted to take a nap. Or I just wanted to turn a movie on or something and just chill out. So for me, 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon was when I felt a little bit of a lag. But otherwise, in the morning, when I woke up every single day, I felt amazing, and throughout the day, except the afternoon.
And what about a bathroom? Do you need to stay in the bathroom all day?
No, actually, I thought I might, so, I planned around that, but you really don't. I mean, my experience was, um, yeah, that wasn't part of it.
So I could
In
go to
fact,
work.
yeah, you can go to work very easily. People have
Okay.
asked me that too. They're emailing me, asking me these questions like, can I still go to work and do this cleanse? And yeah, you definitely can. Um, so you just take the food with you. Like you can have the shake, and then you have the flex foods. If you want the flex foods, you're allowed up to 3 of them a day, so you can crunch on an orange bell pepper, or an avocado, half an avocado, or a cucumber. You can have 3 of those a day.
Okay.
So, yeah. So your question was about the bathroom?
Oh yes, just if it's a portable regimen.
Yeah. Yeah. I found that I was peeing a lot because I was drinking so much water.
Okay.
But otherwise, I went up to Victoria on my 56th birthday. You can go up there free on the Victoria ferry, which was really cool. And I just took this stuff with me, and it worked out just fine.
Okay. All right. And we mentioned it's GMO free, didn't we?
Yes, yes, the whole company is organic and no GMOs at all. In fact, I was raised on a farm in the Midwest where I see what's happening, and I wonder why people are starting to put on weight and all of this stuff. And I'm like, we want to break free from that for sure.
Let's talk about the price and retail or member pricing and how that works.
Right, okay. Well, I would suggest that you keep it simple. It's just like do the cleanse. Don't get too caught up in all of the way the business is set up. But you can get it retail, which is one way where you don't want any commitment. You don't want to become a member like a Costco member. You don't want that. So then you just buy it retail. But if you want the member price, then that costs you $75, but I've got $50 off gift card, so it's 25, and then you get 30% off anything you order, which for me, I thought it was a no-brainer because it's got a guarantee. If you don't like it, just send it back. You get all of your money back. But they're so sure of this product that they just say, try it. And then if you want to continue on with the products, like I'll be drinking these shakes to keep me going, and also the Love Superfood, I'll be drinking this. So
Okay.
I like getting that discount.
Uh,
But it's up to you. You can go either way.
uh, Tell us what the Love Superfood is,
Oh,
Pamela.
okay. The love. Love stands for live, which I love because it's all alive food, 100% live food. It's organic, it's vegan, yay, and it's energy. Love, Love. Super.
Okay. And so it's not pasteurized until all the elements
No,
are killed.
it doesn't have any of those fillers and it doesn't have any, artificial anything in it. Those guys down there are really adamant about that's where they came up with the name, pure and premium, Purium.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
All right. So if someone wants to do this, how can they sign up?
Well, I will put a link below that they can go right there and then use my gift card code, which is Elemental Cuisine. Just make it one word, and you'll get the $50 gift card. And if they want to join us when we start on June 10th, if they order it by May 31st, they'll for sure have it by the time we start the cleanse.
All right. And so what day of the week is June 10th?
It, I don't know.
Well, let me look just a moment.
Okay. I wanted to do it June 10th because I want to be complete with it by the solstice, the summer solstice.
I see.
Swimwear weather,
It's the Tuesday.
It's a Tuesday. Okay, perfect.
So, all right. So what
And
we're
if people wanted to start a couple days before or a couple days after, we're going to have that support team. So it doesn't have to be, adamantly on the 10th. Do it a couple days before or after. That's fine.
all right. So what we are also offering people, because I'm going to join you on this cleanse, what we're offering people is the opportunity to have a Google Hangout together. So we can not just be you and me, them watching us, but they can
Right,
also participate, ask questions, be part of the Google Hangout.
right. And along with, I mean, wouldn't that be fun? Just to get a group of people together. They have what's called a healthy happy hour. And I'm like, I used to love to get together with my friends, but doing it where you're really helping your body, plus you're connecting with other people at the same time, it's so fun. And
Right.
not only do we have that within our little group, but if you want to call Purium Company, they have, inspirational messages. They're just downloaded. I mean, you can just listen to them, or they have a naturopath on call, so you can email them with any questions at all.
So let's just say that we will be having a happy, healthy, happy half hour
Okay.
daily.
Yeah, yeah, that sounds good. Whoever
On
wants to come on board.
Yes,
Yeah.
and after that. Okay. So Pamela, in the next few minutes, we've got 5 minutes here yet. Why don't you tell us about your company?
Okay. Um, and I also wanted to say if people want to join us on May 31st, we're going to do another
Oh
one of
yes,
these
yes.
at 10:30 a.m. So if you're thinking about it and you go, but yeah, but what about this? If you have any questions, email me. I'll put my email address in the description so you can, ask me any questions you might have or comments or just, get to know me a little bit better. And my company is ElementalCuisine.com. I am a live food chef, a raw food chef. Went to school at the Living Light Culinary Arts Institute, and I help people go toward a plant-based diet.
All right. And your website has lots of videos that are helpful in
Yeah.
that regard.
Mhm.
Yes. All right. And let's see, what else do we need to say in the last few minutes? Let's see.
So why do a cleanse? Tamara, you are an artist, right? And
Yes.
the reason I love this so much is because I was thinking, what would happen if everybody in the world felt really good? I mean, really imagine that. And they were just feeling free enough to express themselves, express their own unique creativity out in the world. And you really can't do that if you're feeling sluggish or if you're feeling, just not full of energy or anything like that. So I love your artwork. Why don't you tell them about your website?
Oh, yes, certainly. And also, I'll add to that brain fog.
Oh, yeah.
That also prevents us from, really getting out there and doing what we're here to do.
Hmm.
Okay, my website is tamarabellin.com, and I'm an artist, and I've illustrated some posters, which are also um, life enhancing. I made them so that they could be for kids or for um, any place that would want some upbeat reminders of how
Hmm.
to like trust who you are, reach out to other people, things like that. So check my website out,
Awesome.
tammabelly.com.
I know we're
And
both really into tapping into our inner creative child, you know? It's like that
yes.
essence of when we were real young. And I know this cleanse will make you feel younger for sure, and your artwork as well.
Okay, thank you. Let's see, we've got I'll tell
Not
you.
that there's anything wrong with being old. I must say, I love telling people my age. You know, sometimes people go, I don't want to talk about my age, but I love it. There's no reason we can't be a wise child, older and still have that energy of a child, you know, wisdom of an adult, energy of a child.
Yes, and I know that lots of artists, poets, and writers had that inner child they were able to express, and I think the crap that comes on top of the inner child is what we're trying to get rid of. This cleanse
Exactly.
is a good way to start that.
Hmm.
Because, look at how lovely a child is, and that's our natural selves. Our
Hmm.
skin, the brightness in the eyes, the hope, that's all our natural state.
Just being able to move our bodies more freely and fluidly without getting into that rigidity. You know, you eat out of a box, you're going to start to feel like a box, right?
That's good, Pamela. All right, we've got a few seconds left. Any last words you'd like to share, Pamela?
I just really, you know, if it's right for you, it's right for you, and if it's not, that's okay too. But if you like have this little intuitive spark that says, I think I would like to do that, um, I just encourage you to trust your intuition. And if it's saying go for it, please join us. We'd love to have you.
All right. Okay, thank you. And I look forward to meeting some of you folks out there and on our Google Hangouts.
Awesome. Thanks a lot, Tamara.
All right. Thank you, Pamela.